Hello everyone, welcome to the market outlook for the week. Gaurang Shah here from Geojit Investments Limited, and as I speak to all of you this Monday morning, last week's sell-off has met with some kind of positivities this Monday morning. Uptick of about 100 plus points on the Nifty and about 400 odd points on the Sensex. Sectorial indices like Bank Nifty and other indices are also holding out good, supported by some of the upcoming sectors like the EMS, as well as a little bit of positivity as far as the IT sector is concerned. A lot has happened, friends, over the last maybe about fortnight. Statements from the United States, specifically from the Trump administration members, and of course the ongoing travel by the Honorable Prime Minister to Japan and China for the SCO meet, and heavy schedule lined up, meeting with other world leaders, especially with Chinese President Xi Jinping and of course Russian President Mr. Vladimir Putin. Depending upon the outcome, I think there will be some positivities in the market, but that will come to know only as we go into this week and possibly await clarity from the government in terms of press release as to what has happened with respect to the visit of the Prime Minister to Japan and China, and of course what has happened in the meetings with the different state leaders. There is one positivity that happened last week, friends. India GDP number for the first quarter was announced, and it was much better than what the street had estimated. And that puts a question in terms of where do we go from here. Uh, Remember one thing, one off quarter is not important, friends. It has to be a consistent quarters of uptick in terms of GDP growth for credibility to stay, and more importantly for different credit rating agencies to review India's rating with respect to stability and growth prospects. Of course, we had uh, the credit rating from Standard and Poor, from Fitch, from EY, that is Ernst and Young, and of course post the GDP number, I think there will be a lot of more clarity in terms of the stability of the Indian economy as well as the Indian stock market. So the broad range for the market, friends, on the lower side is at about 24,200 to 24,300. On the higher side, 24,600 to 24,700. Where the bias is going to be, well, according to us, I think the bias is going to be on the positive side. We are likely to go towards 24,600 and 24,700 rather than see lower levels of 24,200 or 24,300, and that's primarily because of everything in terms of negativity that had to be there with respect to tariff announcements, statements, etc. I think that's there in the price. Uh, Led by strong Q1 GDP numbers, I think there is going to be. So I think it's going to be a broad perspective. Uh, Stable rating from three credit rating agencies, and along with that, a better than expected first quarter GDP number. I think this should possibly keep markets in a buoyant mode, and possibly some value buying coming in at lower levels. But we don't expect any runaway rally, but stability and steady move up north is something that we anticipate for this week, and I think that should be the order of the day. In terms of other data points, well, India VIX is down. Currently, India VIX is about 11.63, downtick of about 1.45%. A shocker from Indian Rupee against the dollar, not surprising, 88.24 with a weakness of 0.04 paise. And of course, last whole week there has been weakness in the rupee. And on the crude oil front, there has been a downtick, $67.17 to a barrel is Brent, $63.72 to a barrel is NYMEX. Expect the downtick to continue like we mentioned last week, but expect some strength to come in the rupee, because if this is the weakness, we are possibly at the lowest level on the rupee against the dollar. So expect some stability. Auto sales numbers will be out today. I think auto sector will react to it accordingly. And of course, we will have some data points in terms of the visit of Prime Minister to China for the SCO meet. So expect stability it's very difficult to take any kind of guess in terms of what announcement or what statement is going to be made by either Trump or his counterparts, but very difficult. I think we will live up to it. These kind of, and of course, the GST meet, 3rd and 4th September is the date when the GST Council is going to meet along with the Honorable Finance Minister. I think the outcome or a fine blueprint, in case if it is in the next maybe about week or two, that will be supportive to the market, and of course it will be supportive for the sentiments also in terms of reducing the negative impact of tariff on Indian goods and services. So great time to look at certain investment ideas. Last week we had given you two. This week again we have two. One is from the FMCG pack, Godrej Consumer Products Limited. This is the stock that we have on our radar for a pretty long period of time. One of the reasons to look at this particular sector is also in line with what the GST Council is likely to announce, a lower slab for consumables or non-discretionary items as we call it. So there will be some positivity over there. So Godrej Consumer Products Limited, and the second one is a mid-cap public sector bank which has delivered quite strong numbers, and the name of that bank is Indian Bank. Mind you friends, these are long-term investment idea, and one disclosure that needs to be made over here is that these recommendations are a part of our research team. Our company Geojit or we do not have any personal investment in these recommendations, nor there is any financial interest, no conflict of interest either, but we give similar recommendations to our clients. They might have their investment position in this. So with that kind of a disclosure, these are the two long-term investment ideas, Godrej Consumer Products Limited from FMCG and from public sector bank, a mid-cap bank called Indian Bank. Start at current levels, friend. Put some money, invest some money right now, and on dips you can go on adding to it. But please bear in mind, these are not BTST, STBT, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. These are 12, 18, 24 months plus kind of investment idea on the fundamental side, and you need to have that clarity also. Thank you very much for your patience, Eric. I'll see you again next week. Please, till then, take care. Bye-bye.